What's up, everybody? We back with another video.
Hi.
Ron G, doing G, and you know how we do it. And we are bringing back Raw Madness. We've been going for a little while with this segment of our channel. Maybe more me lacking because I didn't really have any hot topics, but I'm gonna try to stay steady on these Raw Madness. Today's topic is loyalty. I got loyalty. No. I don't have loyalty. I'm going to tell you why I don't have loyalty.
Well, can we start with how we determined that we didn't have loyalty?
Well, my wife about to read off what she put on her cell phone from what we did.
So we went to church
on
Sunday. And
she's going to read from that.
It's about having virtues. And this week's topic was on loyalty. And the Pastor Ali asked, are you watching the news today, and do you agree that people are disloyal? If you do, raise your hand. People raise their hand. And then he also asked, do you think that if you think that you're a loyal person, raise your hand? Most of those same people raise their hand. And he said, well, if you think most of the world is disloyal and you think everyone in this room is loyal, are we really the only church anywhere ever that has a bunch of loyal people? I think not. So he wanted to, unpack loyalty. And then he said at the end, you can decide, if you really think that you're a loyal person. And we discovered that we are not loyal. It was very eye-opening, and it definitely makes you examine yourself better. And I wrote down some key things that he said. And one of the things he said is that disloyalty is difficult to see in the mirror, which is true, because I bet most of us will say that we're basically loyal people. And what we have found is that, at least, and we can't speak for anyone else but ourselves, but we found that we are definitely not as loyal as we thought we were.
Well, on that note, I really don't know what to say besides what my wife just said, because everything she said is absolutely true. But I can tell you why I am disloyal. I'm gonna tell you that, and this is not based on. I'm taking my time to think about what I want to say. That's why I'm pausing. So y'all just bear with me, because this is a very touching subject for me, because I always knew I wasn't loyal. Let me just break theories down. Not all of them are going to be me, but I'll say me when that theory is me. So, men, ladies, if you're at work talking crap about your husband to your coworkers, that's unloyal. If you have staring eyes, glaring eyes, if you also have lustful eyes for another man or another woman, that is disloyal. If you arguing with your wife, making her feel a certain way, that's disloyal. You can say whatever you want to say. If you are arguing in front of your kids, or you one of those parents that goes to your children and talk about your ex-spouse or your spouse, that's disloyal. Mm-hmm. If you also talk any negative way about your spouse, about the person you love, period. Let's forget about spouse here, because I truly believe if you are in a relationship, I believe marriage is over boyfriend and girlfriend. We all agree to that, right? But this is what I'm saying. If you are loyal, then you're loyal. But don't sit there and say, I'm loyal, but you do something fugazi. Fugazi means you're being sneaky. I feel as though if you have something on your cell phone and your wife just say, can I see it? And you go, no, that's loyal. That's disloyal. If you have pictures, if you're on social media, if you're talking to a girl, I don't care if she lives in Bama. I don't care if she lives overseas. I don't care if she lives 30,000 miles away from you. If it's embarrassing or if it's not fit for you to show the person you love dearly, it's disloyal. I can tell you I'm disloyal to my wife. I'm going to tell you why I'm disloyal to my wife. I'm disloyal because I look at females with glaring eyes. I also I don't talk bad about my wife at work. I don't do that. But hell, I'm not perfect. But I've done a lot of stuff in the past that whereas I have to make up for now. And she is not over it and I'm not over it. and we also have a lot of animosity towards each other. So you have to think about it. You as an individual, because I already looked at myself and said, are you really loyal to your relationship, or are you relationship more to you? And for me, I'm more loyal to myself. And I'm married. And we've been together over 20 years. And it's hard for me to say on this camera while my wife is here and telling her that she hear it coming out of my mouth that I am disloyal on many levels. So you have to look at yourself and think about the things that you do. You can be driving. You pass a female. You look at her too long. That's disloyal. Mm-hmm. You guys say, oh, you're taking it too far. No, this is the real deal. You can admire a female. You can look at her and just give her a glance and keep moving. But once you glare and you stare, that is totally different. Females shouldn't do it. Males shouldn't do it. And I'm going to also tell you what else disloyal. Don't do anything behind your wife or your husband's back that you can't go back and tell them. Now, I know we may have secrets. Secrets as far as your friend come tell you something and say, don't tell your husband, and don't tell your wife. And you go, well, why can't tell my woman? Because your woman is going to tell my woman. And vice versa. So you always got to think of stuff to where as though you don't want to be put in that position. And I'm going to tell you, I have a lot of stuff that makes me disloyal. A lot of stuff. I shouldn't be arguing with my woman in front of family members. That's disloyal. I shouldn't be arguing with my wife in front of kids. Anybody kids. I shouldn't be arguing with her in public. I shouldn't be disrespecting her whatsoever. Do we get upset? Do we get mad? We sure do. But think about yourself. And think about the things that you do. Man or woman. Think about what you do. You could be on social media and you can say, this nigga ain't shit. That's disloyal. You could be on Instagram taking pictures, and you can be taking pictures of him while he's sleeping and then dogging him on Instagram. That's disloyal. I don't care how funny y'all think that is. You can put your family. You can be married. I'm talking to you, YouTube land. You can be married. You can be in a committed relationship where that's your fiance. And guess what? If your family comes before your spouse, I'm talking married. If your family if they come first, that's disloyal. Your family should not be before your husband or wife. Hands down. I don't know the key to marriage. That's not what I'm saying. But what I do know your spouse is number one on this world. If you believe in God or whether you don't believe in God. Well, I believe in God, and I'm telling you, he's number one. My wife is number second, and if we had kids, they are third. My wife on this planet is before everybody. Period. There's no ifs, ands, buts around it. Doesn't matter if we have 3 or 4 children. My wife is before them as well. Now, I'm not saying I don't love my wife. I don't love my wife. I'm telling you, once you make that bond, once y'all wearing this ring, once you start to wear that, that should not be broken because you saw someone else, or you're tired of the relationship, or you're tired of having sex with that chick because that's boring, or you're tired of having sex with that dude because that's boring. You know what? You take your time, you relax, and everything in time goes away. Now, if it doesn't go away, you're in a bad situation, get that. But we ain't talking about bad situations. We're talking about being loyal. And also, you need to be loyal to your family as well. But you must understand your spouse is before everyone. And I'm here to say, I'm disloyal to my Father in heaven because he doesn't have 100% of my heart. I'm disloyal to my wife because she doesn't have 100% of my heart. She doesn't. She should, but in my heart, there is resentment towards her. There is animosity towards her. It is anger towards her. All of that. And all of that is disloyal. And when you have an argument around people, regardless if it's your mother, your father, your children, niece, nephew, uncles, aunts, it don't matter. When you two argue and y'all trying to make a point, it doesn't matter who's right. You both is disloyal. You both being disrespectful. And that ain't cool. Me and my wife been together for a long time and we still don't do it right.
I think we're getting better.
But I can tell you one thing. As long as I sit here before you right now, I would I am going to do the best to my capability. There's no more bashing her in front of nobody. There is no more being disrespectful. There's no, I'm going to get that animosity out of me. I'm going to get that anger, that upset. I'm getting all that out of me. I don't want any of that. So the only way I can ever say to this woman that I'm loyal is when I get rid of everything that I said. Because those are my faults and those are my demons. We all have them. Whether you want to recognize them or not, we all have demons. And that's what I'm here to tell y'all. Because disloyalty is a big thing. And I don't even think anybody has 100% loyalty to anybody. I just don't.
And I think that also, it was just very eye-opening because, like I said before that, I don't know about Ron, but I did think that I was loyal. I may not do anything inappropriate with, other people, but even just shutting people down when they say something, like if somebody says something negative about Ron to me, oh, why does Ron act like that? He always got attitude. That is not acceptable. I shouldn't be brushing those types of things off. I shouldn't be allowing people to say things like that. And there was another quote. He said, if somebody says something that's negative and you don't want that in your life, or against your spouse, or even against your family or a friend, you can say to that person, don't dump your trash into my spirit. And that'll shut the whole conversation down. And I really like that one because I always struggle with what to say when someone says something negative, because I may have a loud mouth and everything, but I really don't like confrontation, and it makes me uncomfortable, especially when it's somebody I love. If it's somebody I don't care about, then I'll say whatever, but I really don't. I feel uncomfortable having confrontation with my family. And I think that was a great comeback. Don't dump your trash into my spirit. And it shuts everything down. They may think it's hokey or whatever, or corny, but I loved it. And I think it's a great thing to say to somebody when they're saying something that you think is inappropriate. It doesn't make you feel good, and you just don't want that negativity. Because it's easy for me to say, if I'm having a bad moment with Ron, and one of my brothers said, oh, Ron, why does he act like that? And it's easy for me to say, I know, right? I don't know what his problem is. That's disloyal. And that is something that I definitely do. I do that, and I was really shocked to realize that. I mean, I guess on some level, obviously, I knew that was disloyal and it's not right. But to hear it at church on Sunday, and to have that be one of the things considered disloyal, I was like, whoa, that was serious. It also talked about being loyal to your friends. Like, I already know that I'm not the best friend that I could be to a lot of my friends, because I always got my own life here. And that was another thing he talked about. If you're going to be a friend, be a friend. Everybody has stuff going on. Someone recently said to me, oh, I got stuff going on. I got my own life. I'm like, no shit. We all got our own stuff going on in our own life. And it was like a slap back at me to have someone say that to me, because I have said that to people before that I consider my friends and that I love. And it's not nice to hear. And now I realize why a friend of mine got so upset with me when I said that to her. But sometimes it has to happen to you for it to click, and you realize, oh, now I get it. Because when it was said to me, I was like, everybody's got shit going on. You're not special here. But we shouldn't say that. If somebody is your friend, you love them, then be loyal. Either be in or be out. Don't straddle the fence. Obviously, we all have our own stuff going on, and you can't always drop what you're doing right then and there, to be that lending ear or holding hands or whatever they need. That's reality. But we should be making every effort to be there for our friends. If they need to move, go help them move. Don't lie and say, oh, I got to help my mother do something. If they need something, be there for your friends.
Or, on that note, not to cut her off, or how about they give you a call and you're supposed to help them out and you don't answer?
Right. Be there for your friends. Or be honest. You know what? I love you. I really want to be there for you today, but I just can't today. Can we do it tomorrow? Don't just drop them like a hot potato and hope they find somebody else to help them out, because then you're not really a friend. And all of that goes into loyalty. And like I said, life gets us all sometimes. We're just too busy. But that's part of the problem. We're too busy. And we need to slow it down and be there for the people that matter to us and be loyal in all of our relationships. That's all I got.
And I totally agree. And Mama, I got you. I got you. My wife, I got you. The people that is with me through and through. The people that is on my side. The people that are with me and not against me. I got you. I got all of you. Because I know y'all got me. So I got you. And I don't forget anybody that's been with me, that's been riding for me, I've been riding for them. I want you all to know that I got you. Because I know y'all got me. And check yourself on that loyalty thing. Because everybody believes they're loyal. Check yourself and see what you do to see if you're loyal. And like I told you on this camera, I'm not.
And back to what you were saying about yourself, I never really cared. I'm not really a jealous person. Ron, I just really trust him. We've gone through some difficulties, but I still never doubt him, like what he's doing or anything like that. And even when he does look at another woman, I don't feel disrespected by that. Obviously, we've learned some things this week, and I never cared if he looked at another woman. There have even been times where he said, hey, she's a nice looking lady. Or I'll even say, oh, I like that guy's outfit. He has a nice body or whatever. I like the way he's dressed. And Ron does the same thing. And we never feel disrespected by it. But it's when you're doing the lingering thoughts and, you're thinking about it more than outside of your 2-second conversation is when it can become a problem.
And that problem is loyalty, not a problem. That's loyalty. Because I don't have loyalty. And I'm telling you, I have more loyalty towards myself than anybody else on this planet.
And I think most people do. And that was another thing he talked about was we're more loyal to ourselves and more loyal to our stuff than anything else. And he said, just examine your life. If someone came in and they needed something and you have 2 of them, we're second guessing, thinking of giving the other one away because we want to hold on to our stuff. What if I need it? What if I need it for later? We all have all these things in storage and in our closets that we're not even using for years and years. Coats, clothes, shoes, whatever. And someone out there could use that stuff. And that all goes back to our hearts being divided, where we're straddling the fence. Either you're all in or you're over here somewhere. And we should all be trying to live all in, because that's like the best life ever. Like just being open-hearted and kindness and generosity and just loving everybody. I think that's the best way to go. I can tell you, ever since I got saved, I've been a better person, and I still have a long way to go, but I've definitely changed my life, and I feel better, happier. I have joy inside that's beyond things, and it's a good feeling, and I hope that everybody gets to experience that.
One day I'll get there, because I don't have total happiness, and that's with everything. That's with, just how I've been treated over the years with family and friends, and even how I treated them. They have animosity towards me too, including my own family, including friends. But think about the things that you've done. Think about the things that you do. And you have to just sit there and contemplate to yourself and say, am I really loyal to other people? Am I really loyal to other people? Or am I more loyal to myself? And I believe if you're true with yourself, you'll believe and you will know that you are more loyal to anybody else. You are only loyal to yourself, because there's a lot of people out there that say, I'm loyal. But check it. Just check yourself. Just think of little things. Think of everything you do on a daily basis and see if you're really loyal. Just check it out. And you guys will probably think, oh, that ain't what it is, because the more you let things more things that you let seep into your mind and that are negative about what you're doing, it's just you're disloyal. You're disloyal. It's just as simple as that. And I wanted to talk about this topic because I totally believe that it hit me hard, because I was like, whoa. And don't get me wrong, we're not stupid. we know on some levels that we're being disrespectful, but sometimes we as people just need to hear it, and hear it in a different way. So we heard it in a different way, and when he said it the way I can relate to it, I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and even to hear our Pastor Ali, say that he's disloyal, and he said that God doesn't have 100% of his heart, and that's something that he prays for. It's reassuring to know that this man of God, who's studying the Bible, who's worshiping multiple times a week, and has dedicated his life to the Lord, still struggles with that. And I think that sometimes that's where people get confused about Christianity. Christianity gets a bad rep because, they're like, oh, you're supposed to be a Christian and look how you're acting. But we're all trying to be better. The goal is to be more like Jesus and to be more pure and more generous and more kind. And that's something that we have to work at because of the society we live in. We have all of these images coming at us from all directions, and you have people in your ear whispering about their beliefs and over here, and people over here whispering about their non-belief over there, and you have to process all of that stuff, and you just have to keep your heart guarded and pray. And just, even if you don't pray, you have to learn how to quiet that stuff and be true to yourself.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Meditate. I just learned, and I just started to meditate, and I'm telling you, it makes you feel different. Because I know you guys listen to some of my videos, and y'all hear the way I talk. Sometimes I'm talking real slow, and sometimes I'm talking really fast. It's all on your persona. It's all about how you do life and how you do things. You're gonna live life the way you want to, because guess what? In the end, you're gonna say it's my life. That's what you're gonna say. I can do what I want, when I want, whenever the hell I want to do it. That's what you're gonna say in the end. So it doesn't matter what I say or she says. But what you need to do is just sit somewhere quiet and think about who you really are.
Yep.
Guys, people, dudettes, dudes, we out.
Bye.
Don't exist. Born on side a jellyfish, I gauge. See my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front. Shit I been through probably offend you. This is Paula's oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead, redemption, scholars, fathers dead with kids, and I wish I was fed.